I'm losing my bride because I did something against her will. When I got home, she was crying and packing. She told me that she needs to move out and that she will stay with her friends. I also started crying and asked her to tell me what happened. 2 months ago I proposed to my bride, and she said yes. I love her with all my heart. She is very sweet, smart, and very sexy. The only problem is that I don't know her family, because she hasn't talked to them for almost 20 years, and for my family, it's an alarm signal. Mom told me that since we are engaged, they are also my family, and we contacted them. Her mother was so nice and burst into tears as soon as I introduced myself. Her father is also very kind. They told me about her childhood, how wonderful and kind she always was, and it became clear how she became such a person. I thank them for raising such a beautiful daughter. I kept in touch with them and soon met all her siblings. She has 3 of them. I introduced them to my family and was glad that they got along. Then my mother suggested that the next step was to invite my future relatives to my parents' house and bring my bride there so that she could finally overcome the conflict she had with them. She never told me why she stopped communicating with them, and when we asked her parents, they didn't know either. When she came to my parents, she shouted, "What are they doing here?" and ran out. I've never heard her raise her voice like that before. I ran after her, but she just left. I came back and apologized. Her mother was crying, her sisters too, and her dad and brother looked upset. When I got home, she was crying and packing. She told me that she needs to move out and that she will stay with her friends. I also started crying and asked her to tell me what happened. When she was 18, her brother at that time, he was 19, raped her best friend's younger sister, then she was 17. He had feelings for this girl for many years, but she never showed mutual interest. So one day at the New Year's party, he waited until she was very drunk and raped her. Later he boasted that he had finally got her, and now he could live on. He got away with everything, although everyone knew what he had done, but there was no evidence. My bride tried to do everything to be convicted, because it was she who overheard him bragging to his friends and discussing what he did to that girl. My bride's family did everything to protect him. A year later, that girl committed suicide. According to her, the indifference of her family, who learned about the fate of the girl, still makes her blood freeze in her veins. She knew she would never be able to forgive them. She spoke as if it happened yesterday. I felt sick, and I wish I didn't know any of this. I saw her brother, and how her parents are proud of their only boy who succeeded and became the father of 2 children. I apologized and begged her to stay. I told her that, if she had told me all this earlier, I would never have brought them back into her life. She said that I should have trusted her opinion, because I always braged about how kind and fair she was. Later she called me and said she couldn't do it anymore. Today she left the ring while I was at work and took the last things. I feel that my world has turned upside down. Tell me what I should do to make her forgive me. She's so angry with me and my family, and I fully understand her. Mom says that my bride is dramatizing too much, that all this happened so long ago, and we all need to move on, because her family still loves and wants her back. I don't know what to do. Good morning. I had a very hard night after I tried to read all your comments and messages. I was tormented by nightmares. I called my fiancée before breakfast. I told her that I love her more than she can imagine, and that I know that she loves me. I could never imagine in my life that people who love each other so much could break up. I apologized and promised to make up for my guilt to her for the rest of my life if she gives me a second chance. I told her that we could leave our families and promised that from now on we would be alone. No one but us will decide how we can live on. She was crying all the time, and I must admit that I don't like to cry myself, but I can't stop since yesterday. I hope she will give me a chance to make amends. I want to start with the fact that never in my life has so much hatred been directed at me as I received for my post yesterday. I'm not angry. On the contrary, I appreciate the fact that you took the side of my bride well, the former, because she deserves all the love and support. I caused her a lot of pain, and I can't even describe how much I regret my act. The only thing I can say is that I didn't do it intentionally. I thought I was doing something good. We are no longer together. She said that she would not be able to return, and that now she wants to be alone. I told her that I love her like I never loved anyone. I loved her for more than 10 years. She said she loves me too, but now she needs to figure everything out herself. So we broke up. Now I need a break from everything. especially from my family. I will never blame my pathetic behavior on anyone. I myself decided to do the wrong thing. No one forced me, but I still feel resentment at everyone who helped me hurt my girl. Now I also need to be alone. I already mentioned that my fiancée was at home on sick leave. Now her best friend called me and we talked. My bride is pregnant and she is going to terminate the pregnancy. She doesn't want me to be with her when she has an abortion. I'm smashed to pieces and I don't know if I'll ever be able to collect the fragments. How life can turn upside down in a matter of weeks. I lost everything and I only have to blame myself. I didn't dare to write this update because you hate me so much, and I'm also worried that your aggression will be mistakenly directed at my bride. But I decided to write here for the first time, and I want to bring it to the end, and I hope people will be able to learn from my mistakes, plus everything is anonymous, so somehow. I want to thank the people who turned to me in person, who did not dare to leave comments, fearing that they would be carried away to hell. Thank you. Your support helped me not to go crazy completely. This update is primarily for you, because I literally can't answer everyone personally. My fiancée called me today after a visit to a psychotherapist. She asked if I wanted to have lunch with her. She looked so sad, and it broke my heart. It was the first time I saw her after she moved. I wanted to hug her, burst into tears, ask for forgiveness, but I didn't want to pull the blanket over myself, so I just kissed her on the cheek. She was silent for at least 30 minutes, just looking out the window. I was waiting. Then she told me that it didn't matter that I hurt her unintentionally. I just did it. I agreed. She started talking about a meeting with a gynecologist. She is in the 6th week. We've been trying for a year. We've never fussed. We just thought, let everything go its own way. But I know that she wanted a child, and that's why her friend told me, because she was afraid that my bride would regret her decision. I told her that it was absolutely only her choice to keep the pregnancy or not. But that she should never do it out of resentment and anger. She should do what she thinks is right. She said that she needs to think a little more, and that she is ready to talk to me about her life with her family, but without details and only during therapy sessions. She also said that she was ready to listen to me, and what made me do so stupid to her, but also only in therapy sessions. She also doesn't want to come back to me, and that she wants to postpone the wedding. She refused to pick up the ring and said she would ask for it if we had a chance. She said that, if we break up, she wants to know that she has done everything. I told her that I love her more than anything in the world, and she said that she believed me and that she did too. On Tuesday we start therapy and, I hope, we will continue every week. I talked to her friend, and she said that after our dinner, my bride seems to be feeling a little better and even joked. So I'm full of hope. Have a nice Friday before you start attacking me. Also leave my child alone. We will keep him. I just want you to know that I love my girl. I've loved her for many years. I loved her even before we started dating, and when she finally agreed to go on a date with me, I started looking for rings. Until that day, I had never done anything that could hurt her. She knows it, and I appreciate that she took it into account before throwing me out of her life. What I did is unforgivable, but sometimes you can get something good out of a bad situation. In our case, she will never have to bear this burden alone again. Finally, I can share her secret and support her. After her initial feelings of anger and betrayal have subsided, I see that she is suffering, and although she has been going to therapy for many years, she still has a long way to go before she accepts what happened. Or if she accepts herself. I'm just glad that I can continue this journey with her. So, we had our first session with a psychotherapist. It was emotionally exhausting. I didn't like to see her so offended, but I realized how important it is. I always perceived her as a beautiful, stubborn, strong creature, and maybe I behaved with her accordingly. She's a flint. That's why I behaved like that too, you know? In addition to therapy, she has to give her space, and I would have had to accept it if she hadn't called me every night and chatted with me for hours on it. Last night, I asked her to come back. She didn't hang up. She didn't answer, and we continued talking about other things. Before wishing me good night, she said she wanted to go back home. We will continue the therapy, but tomorrow she is moving back. That's why I'm writing this update now. When she's home, I don't want to be distracted by the answers to you. Since we both have no relationship with our families now, we are thinking about a secret escape for Christmas. The wedding seems too excessive and a waste of money scheduled for August next year. Instead, we could do something small and romantic with our friends and maybe donate the rest of the budget to charity. This idea excited her a lot, and she was already starting to plan and dream while I was listening. I just love this woman as hell. In the end, your bride returned home, and every day their relationship became stronger. They started working together on their future. Together they chose a psychologist who could help them get through difficult moments and gradually began to reveal their experiences and fears to each other. Over time, their connection deepened, and they began to discuss the wedding again. During the separation, they realized that they really wanted to be together and are ready to overcome any difficulties that may arise on their way. One of the steps was to create their own traditions away from family expectations and conflicts. When the date of their planned wedding in August approached, the couple decided that they needed something more personal than a huge celebration. Instead of a big holiday, they organized a small ceremony in nature, a place where they could exchange vows in a secluded setting. Their best friends witnessed this event, and the atmosphere was filled with love and support. After the wedding, they decided to devote time only to each other and together create a family full of love and understanding. Every evening they spent discussing their day, sharing their thoughts and dreams. Problems with families were left behind, and they learned to find strength in each other. Their love grew, and soon they learned positive news. For them, it was an amazing moment when their dream of children came true. Future parents began to prepare for parenthood by choosing names and discussing how they would like to raise their children. The couple spent a lot of time strengthening their bond through classes, travel, and maintaining intimacy. Their joint efforts led to the fact that they became much stronger as a couple, having gone through trials that at first seemed insurmountable. This experience only strengthened their trust and respect for each other. They continued to celebrate their wedding day as a special occasion instead of feeling it as just another day. There were ups and downs in their lives, but thanks to mutual support, they always coped with any difficulties. The story of their love was a consequence of courageous making difficult decisions and the ability to appreciate every moment. They learned to forgive and move forward, both of whom knew that the most important thing was true love and respect between them. When I look back at everything that happened, it's hard for me to believe how much we've changed. The disease that once hung over us like a dark cloud actually became a turning point in our lives. In those moments of fear and uncertainty, we learned to appreciate simple things, a warm look, each other's support, laughter that sounds like music even on the most difficult days. We have become much closer than ever before. Every minute spent together, every conversation about the future, full of hope, only strengthened our connection. I realized that true strength is not only to overcome difficulties, but also to be there in moments of weakness. Now we have decided to use our experience to help others who face similar challenges. By founding a charitable foundation, we can support families in distress and share our history. I believe that everyone needs to feel that he is not alone in his troubles, and that is why we want to give hope and love to those who need it.